as big as that paint was. You know, he's got that, you know, kind of confidence about him now. This horse's name is Zorro. Back in February.
Into February.
February, my cell phone rang. There was about 45 digits popped up on my cell phone. You know, he'll tell you the story. He lived it. There's about 45 digits popped up on my cell phone. Yeah, exactly. I thought it was going to self-destruct, so I answered the phone. Hello. And Selinda over here, isn't it Selinda? And Selinda, she was on the other end of the line. And she says, you need to help me. Long and short of it, you need to help me. This horse was in a really bad spot. And he'll tell you all that. Tell you how terrible it was. It was awful. I almost didn't make it. And he almost didn't make it. Alright, he almost didn't make it through. He had been offered what I would call a pretty raw deal. Alright? Not because someone had come out and intended to offer him a raw deal. And that's what I most often find with horses. It wasn't the case that the person that had him wanted to give him a bad deal. It was the case that he was way more than what they were able to handle. So they did what they thought that they could. They did what they thought that they should. And it was still very far off from what this horse needed. So, the long and the short of it, after 7 unsuccessful months with someone else, Selinda said, well, if you don't think you can fix it in a week, we'll have to solve that. No pressure. No pressure. She didn't mean fixing it in a week, thank God. She meant if there's no hope within the first week that we might get it fixed. That was, what did we say, the end of February. It was the end of February. And this horse now has been used in a couple demos. Trina down there, Trina, raise your hand. Trina's actually ridden in a couple clinics. So, Trina and Selinda, good. Now you guys get to meet each other. You can duke it out over who gets to take it home later. But he's turned into a pretty good fellow. The whole deal he had was he was just scared. We had him stalls this size when he first came, and a few times he got stuck with his knees over the top of the stall and his back feet down. He was just scared. He wanted out of everything. He was willing to kill himself to get out of what he thought was, you know, gonna hurt him. And he's pretty different now. So I'm real glad that Selinda found us. I'm glad that Zorro and I kind of found each other here so that we could work with what we. And Selinda has been riding, and he's doing pretty well. And I think they're going to go off and do great things together. And he is one of the first horses that has come out here for training this year, and the owner has said, I'd like him to be a Western dressage horse. If you'd have said that a couple of years ago, people would have thought you were a cross-dresser wanting to do Western dressage. In fact, I had clients that joke that I've been doing Western dressage since it was considered cross-dressing because I climbed on their dressage horses with a Western outfit. But anyway, so we want to talk about timing, and I want to talk about it from 2 different ways. I want to help you to understand how a horse's gaits actually function. Because many of us talk about a walk as though it's this thing, and we talk about a trot as though it's this other thing, and we talk about a canter, or a gallop, or a backup, as though it's these individual things. Okay? When really it's a progression of balance and motion. Okay? The progression of balance and motion. It isn't necessarily a progression of speed. Alright? A change of gait does not necessarily mean your horse is going to change his speed. Alright? Most horses do, but that doesn't mean that it's a necessity. It comes down to the footfall and work that the feet do. But before we talk about that, I want you to think for a moment about the timing of how you ask a horse to do something, because that's just as important a part of this timing as anything. We have, what do we have here? Okay. Right, white. Here, I have to link that up. That's such a goober. Anyway. She was giggling and laughing when I called myself a goober, but also because she was sitting back there pretty relaxed with her legs crossed, looked like she was at home with the lazy boy and a TV played her a beer. Or at least that's what I would like at home, with the lazy boy with the TV played her a beer. But as most of you I'm sure heard, to do whatever it is I asked her to do, what was the first thing that happened? She questioned it. She said, "Are you serious?" Yeah. Flicked her hair back. Me. Okay. So she had to think about what it was I asked her to do. Okay. And when I said, "Yes, please," then she did what? Uncrossed her leg. Okay. Yeah. Good. Kelly's heard this speech before. Okay. Once or twice or 30 times. Okay. She got ready, all right? She had to change the position she was in and get ready for the new position that I asked her to take, all right? So she didn't just end up from one position into another position just like that, okay? Although when we're out on the trail, you'll hear your friends tell the great lies of horsemanship. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, for no reason, without warning, those are the 4 biggest lies of horsemanship. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, for no reason, without warning. Okay? All of a sudden, Josie's standing up with her leg here. Well, no. First, she had to consider it. Then she had to get prepared for it. And then she had to do it. All of a sudden, my horse rocked me off. Okay? No. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, for no reason, without warning, tells me you were sleeping. You weren't paying attention. Or it happened faster than you could respond to it. Okay? It happened faster than you could respond to it. Just because a horse has to go through the thought of it, the preparation for it, and then the action of it, doesn't mean that it happens in a slow time frame. Okay? They can make decisions very fast. Okay? You should have seen the fast decision that this horse was making when he first came out here. Okay. Well, I'm glad to see him happy to walk around and drop his head and just sort of be okay. But, so everything that your horse does, whether it's a buck or a rear or a kick or a bite or a flying lead change or a sliding stop or a turnaround or a canter departure or backing up off the horse trail, everything and anything your horse can possibly do, he has to first consider it, and then he has to get ready for it, and then he does whatever it is he does. It's not my job to get this horse to do anything. It's not my job to get it to do anything. It's my job to get it ready. It's his job to do the doing. Okay? Isn't that the Mountain Dew thing? Do the do, you know? It's my job to get it ready. It's his job to do the do. Okay? So, we'll say, for instance, I want my horse to back up. Okay? I want Selinda's horse to back up. Say I wanted 3 steps backwards. At what point would I release a pressure? At what point would I stop asking you to back up?
As soon as he starts backing.
First step. As soon as he gets ready. Okay, if I want him to back up a step, as soon as he gets ready, I'm going to release. Okay. He says, I'll think about backing, and I'll release with my reins and say, good idea. If my timing is right, if my reins don't get tangled up in this long hair that I swear I'm going to shave, you'll see that the release comes before the feet move. Okay? When he gets prepared, I quit asking. Okay? It's his job to do it. It's my job to get him ready. If he were to shift his weight to get ready and I released and he didn't move backwards, what would I do? I could get him more ready. Yeah, get him more ready. All right? So with little things, like, say, stepping a foot out, if we look at the white foot here, I would ask it to step out at a particular time. All right? I wouldn't just haul off and ask this white foot to turn. Same with the purple foot. Okay, we're talking front feet. My horse, underneath me, needs to be like a marionette. Does that make sense? These reins are tied to the bit physically, but mentally I want them to be tied to his feet. I want each foot to understand that these reins go right down to that foot. Now I'm not... Guy just went back to the hotel. He said he has to write an article on gold for some Australian magazine. What's that? Probably did.
boy, he's
That
trying.
time he held a little longer.
Yeah,
so
he's
that's
trying.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, what the heck do you want?
That's the first he's done that with the pole, and I think it's the first I've worked the pole with him since I sent you that video.
He remembered.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, it's about 100 times easier working the pole on this little guy than it is my big paint. As far as the height.
What was that?